And now, Keith, the cold sets in.
Yeah, compared to that, though, we'll take it, right? Like,
Yeah.
opposed to the oh, jeez. Sorry.
Only it were that easy.
You don't want to know the things we talk about. So, yes, I was saying better the cold than the coastal storms like we just had back to back. And we are going to go through a pretty quiet stretch of weather. Those often go together.
Yeah,
the cold
sure.
and the quiet go together. But it is...
Keith and the quiet, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. Walked into that. Visible satellite looking good. A lot of sunshine through today. We're now into clear skies overnight, and that's how most of the evening will be. Temperatures will drop down. I took the computer model data that kind of auto-populates here and slashed the temperatures. Even then, I'm not sure I did enough in a place like Rangeley that's 10 right now. Got them at 4, 5 in Berlin, 9 in Lewiston and Augusta, and then right around the low teens along the immediate coastline by early tomorrow morning. There's little variations in the next couple of days as far as cloud cover goes and all that, but there's not a whole lot of changes. So we're cold tonight, as I just noted. Tomorrow there's more clouds in the afternoon than today. Temperatures in the mid-20s along the coast, low 20s inland, teens into the mountains where it will be a nice day for skiing and all that, but you just have to wear the appropriate clothing, which is true straight through the weekend too. Getting cold again tomorrow night. Temperatures probably a little bit colder by Friday morning. We start with a lot of sun on Friday. We do cloud up from southwest to northeast. That's a storm system missing to our south, but it really isn't even that close for us. It looked like it might have been last week, but it just keeps looking like it's going to be to our south-southeast, so no issues. Here we are Saturday morning, and temperatures in the single digits along the coast, a couple of below zero readings into the mountains. And we have a lot of clouds around Saturday. I think Saturday will be the coldest day, and also it'll feel even colder because we won't have the sunshine involved through Saturday. So that'll be a truly wintry day. I mean, it makes sense in mid to late January to have one of those. There's our storm missing us. High pressure generally in control, and that's why we often sync these quiet weather periods with cold weather, because high pressure coming down from Canada can be quite cold, but it prevents any major storm systems, and I don't really see anything all the way through mid next week. Just this little cold lobe of air, that's all it takes. This is really cold up here, but you can see we're just on the edge of it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we move it out, we get into a more what we call zonal pattern. In fact, we might warm up by late next week enough to give us a rainstorm. That's a while away, but this is kind of typical of an El Nino winter where you will have some cold patches, if you will, but it's really hard to hold on to it for a prolonged period of time. That's also just been our winters in general for the last 10 years or so. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we go back into the mid-30s, though, so this is not a very long cold snap in here. If you're one of many people who was thinking, wow, finally we have snow, I can snowshoe or ski or whatever, I think, it's certainly doable. I mean, look, it's cold overnight, but let's be realistic. A high temperature in the teens in Maine is not crazy. We just haven't had a whole lot of that so far, so it will feel on the colder side, but it's definitely doable and quiet.
The only thing that occurred to me, it seemed like there were a lot of places, if it was in direct sunlight, there was a lot of snow that was melting today.
Yes.
Those really cold temperatures overnight, does that mean we're looking at black ice tomorrow?
A little bit. So you can melt snow when you're below freezing. It's actually sublimation, and we don't have time for this. But more so it tends to do that, though, on the top of snow as opposed to as much in the roadways. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like, I don't think we have enough snow in the roads for that to be an issue, but it will just make everything crusty every day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keith.